Hi everyone, it's BellaGemaNails, and today I'm going to try my hand at DIYing the anatomy bag from Schiaparelli. If you want to learn how to make this, just keep on watching. For this actual design, I have chosen a black base to work with. I needed a small black purse, and this is the one that we're going to be designing on. We needed a structured bag, and I did think that this snake handle adds a bit of a complement to the bag itself. This is a croc embossed bag. You can decide if you want to design it on the back where it doesn't have the snake head, or the front, but I thought the front added a little extra something. What you're also going to need is your earrings. Now we're going to use these as obviously the eyes because this bag is about forming a face. These are Schiaparelli dupes, and so I think it'd be perfect for this design. Now I also bought these earrings which contain a nose ring, a little swirl design here, and some lips. I have an extra pair of lips that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be using some glass charms as well. You'll also need trusted wire cutters. You'll be removing the posts from the earrings. Anytime that you're using your wire cutters, put some protective eye goggles so that you don't get anything in your eye when cutting. What you want is to make the backs of the earrings as flat as possible because we're going to be using plastic filler to be able to make this leveled. I would suggest before you get started to make sure that you take a visual assessment of where you want all your charms, snap a photo, and start working with the photo so that you know the placement of every item. This is what we're using: plastic wood filler. Make sure you layer this as flat as possible so that you don't have to file the back. This is going to change colors. It goes from a pink to like a clay color when it's fully dry, and that takes several hours. Make sure that you let it dry completely before working with it again. Once you're done packing it, make sure you run the back of a plastic knife over it to flatten it out. So the plastic filler will seep out of little crevices, so just wipe it gently. I also have an ear which I'm going to place on the side of the bag, so clip off the post. Add wood filler to the back. So this is to level the grooves and make it easier to adhere to a flat surface. Wipe down the edges and let dry. This will take about 2 to 6 hours to dry. While these two pieces dry, we're going to get started on the eyes. First thing you will do is find the center of the snake head and place the pupil right in the middle. I'll do the same for this side. This here is the center of the bag, so you can gauge where you want to place things. So I'm going to do 2 lips on this bag because I think it really makes it a little more interesting. So this is the center of the bag. I'll probably place the lip down below, and the other lip will be right above it. You will need your pointed nozzle Clear E6000. Work in a ventilated area with an industrial mask. I highly suggest standing in order to do this evenly. Is it staring at you? It's looking pretty already. Put the Cupid's bow right down the center of the bag. Symmetry is key. I'm going to set it outside to dry while these pieces are drying. So part of why I chose these eyes as my accent piece is because of the movement, and they look like tears on the bag, which I think is super fun. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add glass pieces, and these are going to look like tears. A little avant-garde and over the top, but I think that it adds a little extra something. The next step I'm going to be doing is assembling the accent chain. You guys know that I love chains on bags. This is not going to be a functional chain since I don't want it to break and it's quite delicate. I am going to be adding a jump ring at the end, and I'm going to be inserting it here with this bar. So you can see it will just dangle downward. I didn't want to use a clasp or a hook. This is going to work just beautifully and just add a little flair. Fun little fact, these tools that I'm using belonged to my father. He passed away a few years ago, and these tools are about 50 years old or so. So I connected a small jump ring to the bar. Here's a larger one, and then the end of the chain that I purchased. You can see how that looks, and that looks. I highly suggest putting a heavy book on top or an object so that it holds the nose in place. So the nose is not fully dry, so I'm going to tape it so that if it dangles side to side here, it won't loosen the nose grip. Now we're going to move on to the side. I am going to be placing an ear right there. So this is what the bag turned out like. It is completely done. You can see where the nose ring holds on to the lip portion and it sways and moves, much like the tears here. I also put the ear here, so it's always listening. The chain, along with the little accent here, it was a pendant that came with the chain, so I attached it to the side. And there is one little finishing touch to complete the bag, and that is these little magnetic fluffs, and I want it to just kind of sit down below as blush. So whenever I feel she's blushing, she'll have them on. And when I don't feel that she wants to wear makeup, I will take them off. But I think that adds a little touch of something. Now, Schiaparelli is one of my favorite all-time design houses simply because they are the pulse of innovation. They are risk takers. They are absolutely incredible. And they started out in the late 20s and ran until like 1956, then went out of business and launched again in 2016 or 19. And they brought on an artistic director named Daniel Roseberry, who is a creative genius. And what he's been able to do for this brand is just catapult him into the next hemisphere with creativity and, like I said before, innovation. So I am really happy to make my own version of their anatomy bag because it is a bag that is one of my top 3 dream bags. If you like videos like this, please make sure you give me a big thumbs up or pop a comment below, perhaps do both. And if you're not yet subscribed, I invite you to do so down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.